have I been transformed? I think it's, yeah, brought on maybe a new sense of confidence. Sometimes later in life you feel like you've had your successes and you've developed your expertise, and it didn't dawn on me that maybe I could explore new avenues and grow in that way. So I really enjoyed meeting the women, and I've enjoyed dabbling in the arts again. I definitely feel like I've grown through the experience, and part of it is learning more about lymphedema, meeting other people that have had similar experiences, so then even if you don't have the answers, you don't feel quite as lost, and it gives you can search together for answers. Even just deciding to be involved was a step of taking a bit of control back of my life, because with cancer at first you're tempted to say, well, no, because I don't know what I'll be doing 3 months from now. I don't know if I'll be alive 6 months from now. And so even just to say, yes, I'll be involved was acknowledging that, yes, I might still be alive 6 months from now, and I'm not going to, limit or restrict myself because of the what ifs. Their support has given me courage to seek out answers and not just be, I know I've talked to some of the girls, and you go through phases where it's just like, oh, who cares? That's just, I'm not even going to try to find out more about lymphedema. It is what it is, and let's just ignore it. But I think talking with the other women and hearing their stories and their search for answers then gives you courage to not just accept the I don't knows. Like when you're going through cancer, you're seeing doctors all the time and you're talking about cancer all the time, but you're being strong. You're having to be strong because you've got to get through it. And so these workshops came at a time where that was in the past, and suddenly I was able to revisit the experience, but actually let my emotions come through and acknowledge the emotional side of it. I just sense deep compassion from them, and I don't feel like a project at all. When you're in the medical system, you realize that if you're a quiet little mouse just accepting what the nurses and doctors are doing around you, that things do get missed and overlooked, and you really do need to be able to stand up for yourself and gain knowledge so that you're not a naive patient, and have made connections, women in the group, and then people that we've met who've attended the performances, and connections through massage therapists and physiotherapists. So yeah, the branches where I can look for answers are growing.
We've been very open about sharing. That's part of what this experience has done, is created the need to share, and in a safe way. So we've shared in a safe manner, and so that brings out some very private thoughts that you probably wouldn't share otherwise. So I'd have to say no, I don't ever feel like I have control over my life. But I am happy to say that my life is, I don't feel out of control now. There was a long period that I did feel out of control, and I felt helpless, and victimization was prevalent. But now that's swinging around. I'm past that now. I'm out of the feeling of helplessness, and now into gaining more perspective and gaining more control over my life. But certainly never feel like I'm in control. And so I've enjoyed this process quite a bit, because it's taken me through quite a lot of my own personal shifts. Yeah. My energy is improved, my energy's increased, and when you're coming out of a long, prolonged illness, you generally haven't much, you have to husband your energy very carefully. So I was doing that, and not sure how much I could handle, but I've discovered I've been able to handle it all, including this trip. Yeah, and so I managed to be up at 2 a.m. just right along with everyone else. So when we arrived the day before and had a look at the theater, well, you'd have thought we were all old pros. We were deciding where the lights were and where they should go and the whole thing, which of course, was a new experience for all of us. And we changed the stage around to suit our needs, and changed our direction a little bit, and changed what we needed to accommodate the whole environment. And and we had fun. I mean, this time we actually had some fun. They gave us a standing ovation after the performance. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. They did appreciate it, us. There was no question. Many, many, many of those people came down and talked to us, gave us hugs, and just encouraged us. I'm feeling less and less like a victim, and more like I'm taking my power back. Absolutely, there's no question. And now, even with the lymphedema, it doesn't seem as frightening to me anymore. And I use holistic techniques, and I manage to keep my arm in check quite a bit using holistic techniques. And I also use exercise quite a bit. I've discovered that if my arm is getting big, if I hop on the treadmill for an hour, that helps my arm a lot. So it's something as simple as that. That's me taking my power back. But our little group of 7, the way we started, we seem to all be good friends now, and it's not uncommon for each of us to phone the others and ask how they're doing and how's your arm. That's a very common question. We check on each other frequently, and how our arms are. And when we were in St. John, we checked on, we were all busy checking our arms, making sure we were okay. I had no idea how it was ever going to come together. When I watched all the parts and the pieces fit together, I kept thinking, I'm not sure how this is ever going. I didn't know what an ethnodrama was, and I didn't know exactly how all these pieces fit together. But I have a lot of respect for the drama department here. I think they did an absolutely fabulous job, and the Department of Sociology, and the people that put this together. I think it's a very thoughtful and thought-provoking project. So now that I'm part of it, I'm happy to have had this experience, and now that I see how it's gone together, I'm quite happy to have participated.